Not really quite acceptable performance today, was it?
No, it wasn't acceptable, Paul. It's two performances on the bounce where we haven't turned up, and today just wasn't good enough, mate. Not good enough at all.
They came out of the blocks and you never really got going again.
No, mate. No, not at all. They had some nice patterns of play, some nice movement. They were lively. They were all the things that we weren't. Basically, very energetic. You know, they were dropping into positions and we weren't picking them up. Dropping balls over our fullbacks, and we just didn't deal with it from the first minute until right till the end. And we're lucky that it wasn't a cricket score. In all honesty.
They wanted to take 1 too many touches at times.
I don't even know if it was as simple as that, Paul. We just didn't. I don't know. Just didn't turn up today. We didn't have any energy about us. We weren't energetic on the ball and off the ball. It was just a poor performance right from the very start. Obviously, wasn't helped by losing your centre half and your main striker early on in the game. But that said, we just didn't show enough balls and enough heart in the game.
The kick up the backside needed for them.
I don't know if it's a kick up the backside for them, but it's certainly a kick up for the backside for me and Paul. We'll certainly be looking at what we've got in terms of personnel and strengthening the squad. I think the last 2 games have said to us that around about 4 or 5 players aren't good enough for this football team and aren't good enough for what we want to do, and we have to get together over the next couple of days and try and do something about that.
Thought welfare next week in the FA Vars. Going to need to put in a better performance.
Oh, we'll need to put in a better performance, that is without a doubt. Just to give us a bit of confidence going into the league games. You know, it's great that it's not great, but this game has been lost in the FA Cup and not the league, because obviously the league is our priority on improving where we did last season. So we've got a week now of sorting and organising a couple of training sessions and the Armthorpe game next week, and we owe them one from last time in a game where we didn't play that well. So hopefully we can get a different result and a different performance from the team.
Hopefully it's a better result next week then.
Yeah. You know, we're not a bad team. We're not a terrible team. We just haven't performed well over the last 2 games, and it's come early enough in the season where we can do something about it. So we'll be endeavouring to do something about that over the next few days.
5-0 loss. Didn't really do yourselves justice today.
No, we never, Paul. It was like going back to the dark ages, mate, to be fair. You know, I can make all the excuses going, you know. I mean, I've lost my centre half after 2 minutes, Jay Wynn, with a bad cut eye. You know, I've lost Paul Barn with a groin injury after 10 minutes. So that sets the stall out right away, doesn't it, on the day? You know, I've had to go down and put young Josh up front, who's very inexperienced, against a very, very organised and experienced side. But I'm just slightly disappointed with some of the goals we've conceded, mate. And I've told them, to be honest, you know, if they think for 1 minute that's good enough for AFC Liverpool, then they best think again. Because I remember going back a few years ago, mate, when I got beat 8-0, and I said then there'll be changes, and I've just told the lads there, 1 or 2 of them possibly could be leaving the club by next week. I'll have to sit down and talk to certain individuals, because it's just not good enough, mate. Might see Marsh after like 1 defeat, but it's a defeat that could have been avoided. It's a defeat that we possibly could have done a little bit better from a defensive side, if you like. But not just blaming the defence, mate. Overall, the work rate today was not good enough. It's not what I expect anyway, and it's certainly not what the supporters expect. At the end of the day, mate, we've got to put a shift in, and today we done it in fits and starts. And when we did play at fits and starts, we created chances. You know, with the crossbar, the post, and their keepers pulled off 1 or 2 good saves. But as a whole, you know, if it was at school, mate, not good enough.
They didn't really have to work too hard for 3 or 4 of the goals, did they?
No, at any level of football, mate, if you stand off to any teams, and to be fair, they've got some quality players, Ramsbottom, you know, and I said through the week, and I've said it to the lads, they're not a bad side. Don't think because they're bottom of the league they're a bad side. They're a very good side. But today, you know, collectively we wasn't very good enough. sorry, we weren't good enough.
They came out of the blocks, put you on the back foot, and you never really recovered.
No, again, Paul, you know, you're looking to weather the storm, and okay, for all our possession that they had, it was 1-0, and then we've gone and switched off from a throw-in in their half, mate, and they've gone and put a diag in, and they've scored. You know, is it offside? I don't know whether it's offside, but I'm not going to blame whether it's offside or not. You know, we've got to deal with situations like that, Paul, and if it doesn't get dealt with, you get punished, and then the long short of it all, you know, they'll get punished because they'll be released. Because I'm not going back to the dark ages, mate. I've worked damn hard to get where we are at the moment, and you know, we haven't done nothing great at the moment, but it's there's slight improvement there, and I'm not going to have a backward step today, mate. And I said it again, it's not good enough. I'm not going to accept it.
Second and third goals were crucial just before and just after half time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, you know, the second goal, I said to Jay there, I said, if we can get in 1-0 down, then, you know, we can rally the troops if you like, you know, and sort one or two things out regards formation. But lo and behold, we have a throw in just outside their box, mate, and they score from it. Not bad, is it? And right after, again, we started brightly in the second half, and again we've been caught napping 2-1 ball, and that's happened all day, you know. But you know, you can make all the excuses as you want. If you're not good enough and you're not up for it on the day, mate, you will get punished, and that's what happened to us today.
We're looking for a response next weekend against Armthorpe.
I'm not looking for it, mate. You better add be, because again, you know, I want to have a decent cup run. You know, the FA Cup's a difficult competition, obviously, even just to get to the first round proper and things like that, mate, because you're coming up against some decent sides, and as we did today. But overall, I'm looking for a major, not just a little bit, mate. I'm looking for a response, and I best get it, because if people think they can just sit there and think that they're going to walk into this side, mate, they best think again, because again, I've learnt over the years, and one thing I've learnt, mate, I have to be a little bit tougher on decisions that I have to make. So, you know, I'd just like to say today, I'm just sorry to the supporters that come up here today. You know, we haven't played, listen, it's been okay this season, it's been okay, but we know we can do a lot better. But I don't want my supporters coming up to these places and getting beat 5-0, mate, because it's not nice at any level of football. So, you know, on that score, I'd like to apologise on behalf of that performance, because it wasn't acceptable for AFC Liverpool. But from next week, yes, there best be a response, mate, because I won't sit on my laurels.
Thanks for your time today.
Not a problem, mate. Thank you very much.